Let's just ignore last night for now, and let's talk about Cade Cavalli making his first Major League appearance since 2022. Guys, finally.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, I'm your host, Ryan Clary. Yes, we are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. And later on in today's program, we will have a Game 2 preview, as unfortunately the Washington Nationals play baseball tonight. But fortunately, it's with Cade Cavalli, so it's something to watch for. We'll have that discussion for you later on. And in the second segment, this might be the worst four-game stretch for the Washington Nationals, and I'm not even kidding. Not just from this season, but of all time. We'll have that discussion in the second segment. But we start off with some good with Cade Cavalli after talking about where and wondering where he is over the past few seasons. He is now back up in the major league. So I'm excited for that. But today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. And yes, take control of your finances with Monarch Money and use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Cade Cavalli makes his Nationals debut or actually not his Nationals debut. It feels like it, but his second start as a Washington National, the last start being back in 2022, and I'm just so ready for it. This has been something that, again, we have been waiting for years at this point in time. After his first start, his one and only start with the Washington Nationals back in 2022, he had that one game against the Reds where he went 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits given up, walked 2 batters, struck out 6, and really did not look all too good there. Had a 14.54 ERA in that one start. But now we actually have something to get excited about. And honestly, after watching last night's game, this is exactly what the Nationals and this fan base needed. You're seeing one of your top prospects making feels like it's their debut, but again, it's their second start. So first and foremost, for those who may have missed it these past few seasons, where has Cade Cavalli been? Cade Cavalli got Tommy John surgery back in spring training of 2023. Everyone expected him to be a big part of the rotation in 2023, alongside Mackenzie Gore, alongside guys like Jake Irvin, alongside down the road DJ Hers, who came on to help this team last season. There were a lot of expectations for Cade Cavalli. In fact, at one point in time, Cade Cavalli was legit a top 30 prospect in baseball, according to Baseball America. This guy was a legit prospect for this team. And not even just for this team, but around Major League Baseball. We are talking about a top 10 right-handed pitching prospect in all of baseball heading into 2023. Well, since then, had Tommy John surgery, missed all of 2023. Last year, made 3 rehab appearances across 2 different levels, and then was shut down from having dead arm and then having the flu. And fast forward a few years now, he is 26 years old, about to be 27 in literally just 8 days from now. And he is making his second major league appearance for the Washington Nationals. So Cade Cavalli has missed a lot of time. And with a lot of time, it has given us a lot of time to really think about what Cade Cavalli will be. I think right now, the expectations should not be what they were back in 2023. Unfortunately for Cade Cavalli, he has gone through the ringer with injuries here. He has gone through the ringer with just getting solid outings out there. And it honestly feels as if right now, Cade Cavalli just kind of feels as if it would be a success story if he can be a starter for this Nationals team moving forward. In 17 starts this season, he's got a 5.35 ERA, and we've talked about it. Again, going back to yesterday's show when we spent 10 minutes just asking where Cade Cavalli is, we went in on his struggles. The struggles have been very real for him so far this season. In years past, he's actually had really good numbers. Again, hadn't like, I think back in his first full season and down in rookie ball and in single A, he had 175 strikeouts and 123 in the third innings pitch. And then 104 strikeouts with 97 innings pitched just in 2023 or in 2022 alone. This guy had the swing and miss stuff. But now you look at it, it's 79 strikeouts and 74 innings pitched. But more importantly, batters are batting .273 against Cavalli this season. And on top of that, walking the yard. He has a 1.45 whip on the year. And if you look back at his recent starts here with Rochester, they really have not been pretty. Because again, we talked about it. His last outing, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. The outing prior to that, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. His outing prior to that, 5 1/3 with 4 earned runs. That is not going to cut it with the Major League squad. It's not. So getting into expectations for what I expect with Cavalli, I expect a little bit of an erratic outing. But I choose this over doing it in AAA. At some point in time, you had to take the training wheels off of Cade Cavalli. And now is the time for multiple different reasons. Number one, your starting pitching staff is not getting it done. We'll have more on that later on in today's show. Number two, if you are going to struggle as a top prospect, I want you to struggle up in the major leagues, and here's why. There is no point in trotting out Cade Cavalli in AAA Rochester anymore. Number one, that is a bad team right now. The AAA Rochester Red Wings are a bad ball club, unfortunately. Number two, Cade Cavalli is too important for the Washington Nationals. And after we just kind of said like, hey, let's lower our expectations for him, it doesn't mean that Cavalli is just going to come in here and stink out loud. I don't think that's going to be the case at all, in fact. I think Cavalli will be better than the numbers that he has shown in AAA, but also your expectations should be a lot lower than what they were when he was entering the bigs back in 2022. He's not going to be that ace that we all thought that he could be. In fact, a dream scenario for Cavalli would be if he can fit in that 4-5 rotation spot. But one thing is for sure about Cavalli today, he has got the second best stuff in this rotation right away. You've got Mackenzie Gore, and then you've got Cade Cavalli right now. And he has the stuff, by the way. Again, a 60 grade fastball, a 60 grade curveball, a 55 grade slider, and a 55 grade changeup. No one has a 4-pitch mix like that unless you're Mackenzie Gore. The Nationals need this so desperately to work out. Now, again, there's a lot of discussion surrounding Cavalli of whether he will be a starter or a bullpen guy moving forward, and I think that's out to be seen tonight. I would say if I were to bet, it's probably not going to be a starter long-term here for the Nationals because, again, you've got a lot of pitching in this farm system right now. You've got a lot of different guys that you're going to want to take looks at. And right now, Cade Cavalli, he struggles going deep into games. And if you can have someone with a 4-pitch mix that has a devastating curveball and slider the way that he does, then I could easily see the Nationals trying to move him into the back end of this bullpen because we do need help with this. But getting back into it of just tonight and the expectations, you are going up against a very good offense with the Oakland Athletics or the Las Vegas Athletics. I keep on saying Oakland. This will be a tough matchup for Cavalli. This is going to be a really hard game for them because, again, as we saw in last night's game, Shea Langoliers, oh my gosh, went off. 4 extra base hits, 3 home runs in total, and destroyed the Washington Nationals. So this is not going to be a layup game for Cade Cavalli because, again, this team, they have got a very, very good offense right now. They are red hot. They've got one of my favorite players in baseball, Nick Kurtz, a rookie kid who had 4 home runs earlier this season in Houston. They've got a ton of really good guys as well with Brent Rooker, who's in the home run derby, JJ Bleday. We've all known him for quite some time now with the Miami Marlins, but still, this team, they're not just going to roll over and have their belly scratch at this point. That's a good ball club with the Las Vegas Athletics. It may not represent that on the standings there, but this is a really good team, and they've got some really good offensive players with this team. So after last night's game, Cade Cavalli, it's not feeling too great, if we're just being honest. But still, he's got the opportunity tonight to come in here and hopefully make a difference. So, speaking of last night, one of the most, I would say, embarrassing losses of my Nationals fandom covering this team, whatever you want to say. These last 4 games, some of the most embarrassing stretches of baseball that I have ever seen watching baseball. And I'm not even joking. Let's talk about that after this. And yes, today's episode is brought to you by Gameday Hue, and so is this hat that I am wearing. For Nationals fans like me, this one hits the mark, and I just had to grab it because it just fell off. But Gameday Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. And I love rocking this on the golf course. As you can see, I've already got some usage with this hat, and I love it because it looks good. I rep the Washington Nationals, and also just makes me feel better about myself because it's a good looking hat. And you don't just have to wear it on the golf course. You could do this as your everyday style and even wear it with some nice apparel the way that I have with some nice polo shirts. So right now you can get 15% off the code with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's GamedayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundled deals. So now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com, code MLB15. And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. As Cade Cavalli makes his debut tonight, we'll have a further in-depth preview of what I expect. But let's jump into this for the next couple of minutes because the Nationals are just simply embarrassing at this point in time. And I did not want to go in on this team, but I went into yesterday's game being like, you know what? I felt good. You're going up against a not a very good ball club with the Athletics. We're playing in a minor league stadium at this point. You're going up against Luis Severino. You have Mackenzie Gore on the bump. I feel good about this team. I feel good with Mackenzie Gore bouncing back, and boy, was I dumb. 3 innings pitched for Gore yesterday. 12 hits given up. 8 earned runs. 2 home runs. And Shea Langeliers owns the Washington Nationals. What an awful, awful performance by this team. Awful. I have seen terrible baseball throughout the years watching this team. Never have I seen a performance like this from this team. And forget this game yesterday. Let's talk about the 4 games before, just in total over these past few days. This homestand so far has been pathetic. And I do not say that lightly. Yesterday, the A's had 24 hits and 16 runs. Across the 4 games at home now, for this homestand against the Brewers, a very good team, admittedly, and now against the A's, the Nationals have yielded 80 hits in 4 games. That is 20 hits per game. Let me ask you this. How many times do you see 20 hits in a game? Not too often. Pitching is way too good nowadays, except if you're a Washington National. What a pathetic, awful performance by this team. And not even forget the hits for a second. 54 runs against us in 4 games. That is 13.5 runs per game by this Nationals team over the last 4 games. The Rockies haven't even done that. The Rockies, the White Sox of last year, didn't even do this. 80 hits in 4 games. Yesterday, with your ace on the mound, only gets through 3 innings, gave up 8 earned runs, a couple of home runs, and looked awful after the trade deadline rumors. This team is broken right now. Forget being broken. This team is an awful watch at this point. I said I wouldn't rant, but when you lose that badly, the way that this team has over the first 4 games of this homestand, someone needs to light a fire under their tushies. This is getting ridiculous with how bad this team is at this point. I don't think I've covered a worse stretch of Washington Nationals baseball. And on top of it, your guys, the guys that we try to count on each and every single day, are still slumping. James Wood went over. He didn't strike out yesterday. That's a plus. CJ Abrams had a hit. Nice. And then also, by the way, you call up Robert Hassel III and write him on the bench after he has been a pretty hot hitter for this team as of recent, came up hot from AAA, and you bench him. What are we doing? At what point in time is there any accountability for anything for this team? Then, of course, you pinch hit for Robert Hassel yesterday. He comes in, hits a double. The Nationals' lone extra base hit of the day yesterday. Yay. This team right now is unbelievably bad. And I hate to do this. I hate to be that guy to just complain and bitch and moan about this team right now. But this is just what it calls for. Because again, let me reiterate these numbers. 80 hits in 4 games against the Nationals. The Brewers and the A's in the last 4 games are averaging 20 hits per game. Multiple hits per inning. This team is broken. And no one ever said that watching this team would be easy. But no one ever told me or warned me that watching this team would be so hard. It is hard watching this team go out there every single day to try to go out there and try to win. It is so hard to give Brady House opportunities to bat each and every single day. It is so hard to watch James Wood try to get out of this slump. It is hard to see CJ Abrams try to make himself the franchise shortstop. Being a Nationals fan is hard right now. It is hard. What has been going on with this team? And again, in years past, I would be silently applauding this. I'd be like, you know what? Be bad because you can get a high draft pick and let's tank. We can't even pick inside the top 10. You can't even pick inside the top 10. You will have the 11th or the 10th overall pick and you will like it. This team has no end in sight at this point as far as being bad goes. It is just a gut punch after a gut punch after a gut punch, and then they'll knock you across the head, and it's another gut punch, uppercutting into your rib cage. What an awful, awful situation the Nationals are in right now. And again, I don't know what this segment is about, besides the fact that I am just simply embarrassed. It is bad watching this team right now. Mackenzie Gore now has a 4.29 ERA. And I pride myself in not talking about ERAs. It's just a baseline stat. It doesn't tell the whole story. But it looks bad for Mackenzie Gore. It does. Over his last few starts here, and yes, part of it, in my opinion, is the fact that, number one, he's been in trade rumors. But over his last 7 starts, he has a 7.36 ERA. Over his last 15 starts, he has a 4.84 ERA. In his last 15 games pitched, starts, a 1.49 whip. His last 7 games pitched, a 1.85 whip. At what point in time are we going to start asking questions here? Because I'm not there yet, but I will be by the season's end if things don't turn around. Because whether we like to admit it or not, Mackenzie Gore, when he is good, he is awesome. He has Cy Young potential. He does. Not this season. He ain't going to win it. We know that. But when he is on, he is great. He is at the top of his game, one of the best left-handed starting pitchers in baseball. But when he is bad, he is bad. The inconsistencies are real. This is not the first time around. And people can talk about Gore being consistent over the course of his career. Yeah, he's been consistently good, but I thought he took this step up this season. Maybe it's just a few bad games here and we're overreacting, but it's been bad right now. And the consistency is not there, at least from what we saw earlier on this season. So with Mackenzie Gore, again, bad. Yesterday was not necessarily his fault. It's certainly, he wasn't a help. This caused he was just, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. This team is just bad right now. It's a bad watch. It's frustrating. Again, 80 hits in 4 games. I mean, I'm not even laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm so sad. I'm a sad Nationals fan at this point, and you likely are as well. So that's where we stand. I guess I ranted. I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't, but someone told me that this team would be a little fun to watch in the second half. That somebody was me. I'm a liar. I was wrong. No one ever said watching this team would be easy. But boy, oh boy, they never said that it would be so hard to watch the 2025 Washington Nationals. So that's where we are now. But luckily for us, we get to watch the 2025 Washington Nationals tonight against the Las Vegas, Nevada, Oakland Athletics, or just the Athletics, whatever you want to call them. So we're lucky we get to watch them again tonight. Let's talk about that after this. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat, and it's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. And Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center, and you can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. And one surprising thing that I have realized with Monarch Money is that it can give you a specific category to take out subscriptions that have added maybe more than I have expected over the years. And Monarch Money helped me realize that I need to cut that stuff out. And also it helps plan my long-term financial goals, whether it be Roth IRAs or your savings account. Monarch Money helps you deal with it all. Again, it is like your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances so you can also take control of your finances with Monarch Money. And use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. How lucky are we that we get to watch the Washington Nationals take on the Oakland Athletics today? Again, the Nationals have only given up 80 hits in their last 4 games. What an accomplishment by this team. They have also only given up 54 runs in their last 4 games. That is 13.5 runs per game. And also in that time frame, only 20 hits per game allowed by this Washington Nationals team. So what can they do tonight? Well, they better be better. Because obviously we were joking. This has been a bad watch for the Nationals. And you're going up against Oakland A's team that, quite frankly, you should be better than. You should be better than this team. But unfortunately, we are not. But seriously, on a real note, Cade Cavalli makes his debut tonight, his season debut for this team. The 26-year-old making the climb back after having his first start in 2022 cut short against the Reds. Now comes and climbs back to the majors after struggling this season in AAA. But still, this has been something a lot of fans, and myself included, we have been clamoring for forever. Quite literally yesterday, I spent 10 minutes discussing Cade Cavalli and asking, where is he? Why can't he struggle up in the majors? Well, my wish was granted, so I'm going to sit here. I made this bed, and if he struggles, I'll sleep in it because he needs to be a Washington National. If it's going to work out, he's got to hit the ground running. My expectations are pretty low tonight for Cade Cavalli. And it's not to say that he's not going to be a difference maker or impactful for this team. But I think with where things are now, he has had some issues recently. He is walking a lot of guys, number one. The command has never really been there. But certainly over the past few starts, he has not been his usual self, which is generating a ton of swings and misses, and he just simply has not done that. But he does have strikeout potential. And being the number 22 overall pick back in 2020 for the Washington Nationals, this guy has some pretty high expectations by this organization, and they still fully believe in what he could be down the road. So tonight is exciting. Again, this is the way that the Nationals pitching staff has been going. It certainly will not be as bad as what we have seen the last 4 days. But I don't expect him to go 6, 7 innings pitch. I would be really surprised, quite frankly, if the Nationals were to even have him go into the 5th inning. I think they're going to play this one slow. And if he goes through 4 innings pitch and goes through the order twice and you see 1 run on the scoreboard, I could see Miguel Cairo having a quick pull from him there because, number one, Cairo has been very, very considerate of different things out there, and he has gone to the bullpen early, has made some really quick decisions as far as starting pitchers go, and he's been aggressive. And I think that he'll do that with Cavalli as well. But number two, you want to see Cavalli end on a high note. And if that means only having him go 4 innings and having him look good in those 4 innings pitched, I'm all for it because this guy needs some success. He needs to smell what that winning success recipe looks like again. And that can actually finally get him back to his normal self, maybe. So tonight's going to be an exciting night. Again, we just kind of went on about how this team over the last 4 games has been awful to watch. But with Cavalli tonight, I feel good. I am happy to watch him play. And hopefully those demon athletics cannot go for 90 hits against this team. Seriously. So we'll see what happens. But until then, you get to watch Cade Cavalli make his 2nd start as a Washington National tonight. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good one. Go Nats.